Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from whichever part of the world you have joined in from. Thank you for giving your valuable time and attending the webinar on role of wireless networks in today's connected world. My name is Ankush Bose and I am the marketing director for IoTfyNow. Just a second. Yeah. So just to give you a brief overview before we go on to move on to the webinar. So if you have any questions, kindly mail to us at contact@iotfynow.com. If you want to go through our resources, you can check our website at iotfynow.com or our resources page, which is there in the website, or our YouTube channel. You can also follow our social media pages for latest technologies and updates about our team are working together to make the IoT a reality and vision. So today, smart manufacturing, smart buildings, smart water networks are infrastructure systems that connect our world more than we ever thought possible. The common vision of such systems is usually associated with one single concept, the Internet of Things, where through the use of sensors, the entire physical infrastructure is closely coupled with information and communication technologies. The innovation in the IoT ecosystem is bridging the gap between the real and the digital world. We are creating a hyper-connected society where devices are no longer used only to exchange data, but are becoming more and more intelligent and context aware. The advancements in sensing, data processing, and cloud and communications technology has enabled the systems to interact with the environment and optimize processes via learning through interactions. Now, coming to a short data which we have dug out, according to International Data Corporation, by 2025, the number of devices connected to the internet will be around 42 billion, and a total of 80 zettabytes of data will be generated in the same year. There is no doubt that we are ushering in a new era since IoT and artificial intelligence are deepening their integrations in society, and the rollout of 5G technology will spur new innovations across all industries. Diverse communication technologies will connect a large number of heterogeneous things together in the future Internet of Things scenarios. In particular, several wireless technologies will play a pivotal role in the future of IoT ecosystem. However, selecting the optimal wireless technologies that are best suited for specific IoT application remains a challenging issue. And that is what our speaker today will address in the webinar. But before I introduce our speaker, I would like to give a brief overview about what IoTfyNow does. So as you can see, IoTfyNow is a full-scale IoT solutions provider with our offices in Westport, Massachusetts, USA, and Ahmedabad, India. We have nearly 30 years of experience, deep domain knowledge, and innovation. IoTfyNow is a global industrial automation and control solutions provider, which has enabled many large-scale organizations to elevate their strengths, minimize their weaknesses, and empower their operations. We have been in your shoes, and we understand industrial automation better than most. We are a total solutions company delivering comprehensive solutions, including hardware, software, and turnkey project implementation, and operating services in all key areas of automation, IoT. Our experience helps the client in greater efficiency, operability, and reduce failures and downtime, thereby reducing costs for the customers. We specialize in the areas of IoT, edge computing, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and analytics built on agile cloud and native environments. We are also an ISO 9001 certified, and we are a certified hardware OEM for embedded systems development. So we have a presence globally across geographies where we implemented projects in North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, and Asia Pacific countries. We have an experienced team in hardware design, edge computing, IIoT, machine learning, AI, and data analytics. We have an IoT platform that accelerates development in billing, connectivity, cybersecurity, power, and device management. Our industry experts have worked in various fields, starting from smart cities, smart water, smart manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture, automotive, and many others. Now, without any further delay, I would like to introduce our speaker for today. We have with us Mr. Vishal Kotdiya. Vishal has experience of around 18 years in embedded product design and development. He has done his BTech from MNIT Jaipur and his MBA from IIM Lucknow. He has worked for different industries over the years, like in energy meters, water purification and filtration, video surveillance, lighting, and smart sensors. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce Vishal. Vishal, please take over from here the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankush. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. And thanks for joining in. So I will start without any delay. And today's agenda is that uh, why wireless network is important in this connected world. And then we will go through some of the applications under different industries. And then what are the common challenges in implementing IoT networking and how do we overcome those challenges. Finally, we will do a deep dive into an application for wireless condition-based monitoring system. So as you can see here from Global Market Insight and market research, it has been found that IoT is growing and it is growing at a very good rate, 25% CAGR plus for manufacturing. And nowadays, everyone is investing a lot in IoT. The Internet of Things domain is very hot and nobody want to get left behind as the product development takes its own time and people have already started investing into this domain. Monitoring and insights from the connected devices not only provides new revenue opportunities, but it is also a differentiator and it puts your company into a different domain. IoT is nowadays finding a lot of new applications and a lot of new use cases in our everyday life. The primary reason for this is that the networking technologies has matured and this is helping in growing the IoT market. There is an increased acceptance of IoT devices because people are finding advantages using the IoT devices. So therefore, it is right time to invest into a wireless enabled product development and nobody want to get left behind into this product development. So there are a lot of IoT radio network technologies and I have listed a few of them. Not all the technologies are listed, but you can see when I'm saying a few of them, still you see a lot of them. So there are technologies which is LoRaWAN. So LoRaWAN is a technology which is used for long distance. Wi-Fi we already know. Sigfox is another technology which is used for a long distance. RFID is very popularly and prominently used in security management or logistics management. Narrowband IoT, NB-IoT as we call it, is another cellular technology which is growing nowadays. Zigbee is very popular and it has already proven its use cases in lot of industries. LTE Cat M1 has emerged as a strong contender in cellular technology with wide coverage of 4G. Thread, which is from Google, has also been proven its own acceptance into the market. Satellite internet is very popular for critical applications like flood management and those kind of alerts. Wireless HART is also popular in process industries. So you can see that there are a lot of technologies, and as I mentioned, that there is these technologies are associated with different industrial applications. So let us look at it in a wider space, that what kind of different applications and where these technologies are used. So in industrial domain, the there are some use cases, and I am saying only some use cases. I am not listing down here all the use cases, but some of the primary use cases is like condition monitoring or predictive maintenance, process monitoring and control. So these use cases are using technologies like BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, LoRa, RFID, NB-IoT. Similarly, in consumer domain, nowadays there are lots of use cases emerging, especially into wearables, trackers, entertainment, which needs high bandwidth. So they use Wi-Fi, 5G, or RFID for tracking. Smart building is another space where home automation, fire detection, home security, these use cases are growing every day. And technologies like Zigbee, BLE, Wi-Fi, LTE, Cat-M1, 5G, these technologies are used. Smart cities, smart agriculture, utilities, healthcare. So there are all these domains using these technologies for different kind of applications like sparking sensors, waste management, flood detection, or temperature and humidity monitoring, livestock tracking for agriculture, or in healthcare, remote patient monitoring, which requires high bandwidth. So you use 5G, Wi-Fi, or ambulance tracking. So all these different applications are served by different technology. So what are the challenges in implementing IoT networking in a product development domain? So first and the foremost challenge is reliability. You know, imagine a situation wherein you are talking to your friend and over a mobile phone, and the communication is not very proper, maybe due to coverage or due to signal strength. So whatever you are talking, he is not able to hear or listen in clearly, or whatever he is saying, you are not able to listen in. So if this is the kind of communication which IoT device established with the server, then there is no use of such technology, or it doesn't serve purpose for what it was being installed. So therefore, reliability is the first and the foremost aspect for selecting any of the IoT network while doing the product engineering. Second is the security. Of course, no one wants that whatever you are transmitting or whatever you are sharing information is getting hacked or getting leaked to un, uh, uh, other sources, which you don't want to, right? So therefore, security is very important. Third comes the interoperability. What does interoperability means? That two different devices from two different manufacturers are using the same technology. So then they should be able to share information among each other because they are using the same underlying technology. So interoperability is very important in an environment where you want to scale in future. So you don't want to stuck with one of the vendor, but you want your hardware such interoperability so that it doesn't remain a vendor specific. Scalability. No one wants to lock into a device which is stuck and there is no new enhancement can be done in future. So therefore, scalability is very important. Regulations. As we want the product to be global, we want to sell it into different countries, and each country has its own regulations. So there are limitations on how much power you can transmit so that the other devices which are operating nearby, they do not get disturbed. So regulation is very important aspect. You cannot sell into some of the countries, especially in the developed part of the world, without having the regulations or the certifications. Then there is another important aspect about the design cost versus the operational cost. You have to take these decisions based on the application, based on the use cases, and based on our enormous number of devices going to be installed in the field. Of course, you cannot have high design cost. Similarly, if the operational cost is very high, then the technology might not be adopted by the end user. And power consumption is very important when the device is battery operated, or if the device has to keep a battery life of 10 years or so. So let us walk through one of the case study where we have implemented the radio network technology into a condition monitoring or condition based monitoring system. So as you can see in the figure that there is a wireless device which can be mounted on pumps or water or sense water tanks and other purification systems or any such system in industry. So there can be lots of sensors out there in the industry in a wide range, and all of these sensors are talking to cloud, sending the data at a regular interval, and this data is being monitored and consumed on a mobile device or on a laptop. So we have a client who want to develop a condition-based monitoring system which is having multiple sensors and all of them are connected wirelessly to the cloud. The requirement was to have a resilient, reliable, and secure wireless communication. It has to be easy to configure, yet it cannot have any display or keys on the product, which make it even more challenging. It has to be cost effective and an optimized product, and it has to be scalable and future proof. So at IoTfyNow, we do a 6-step product engineering approach. So as a step 1, we analyze the problem, we gather the requirements, and define the outcomes. It is very important before starting any product development to define the outcomes. Once the outcomes are defined, then the process can go smoothly. And since the outcomes are defined, you will achieve the outcomes which are required. At the second stage, our subject matter experts, architects, they come together of different domains, different technologies, and they identify that what is the suitable technology to be used for this particular project. Then they define the end-to-end architecture and protocols so that the information can be shared from one end to the other. Just to give an example, so like in this case, a condition-based monitoring system, there is a hardware device which is going to send information to cloud. So there has to be some protocol through which the information can be shared from the device to the cloud. And then there has to be another set of protocol so that the information which is stored in the cloud can be represented on a laptop or on a mobile device. So during this phase, the subject matters and architects technologies to be used depending on the requirements. On the phase 3, our developers, they implement as per the defined architecture, they integrate and prototype is done, and this prototype is shown to our client so that they can provide an early feedback. These prototypes are gone, gone through the functional testing under our quality assurance department. We also do field testing and pre-certification based on the regulatory requirements. Pre-certification is done to check that the product is going to meet all the regulatory requirements. So at stage 4, we collect all the feedback and then improvise the product based on the feedback or based on the test results. We also collect feedback from customer, so those things can be incorporated and the final product can be delivered. So at stage 6, the product is deployed in the field and it is being monitored. So this is how we do discover, build, integrate, analyze, act, and improvise. So this is how our product development engineering approach is. So coming back to the condition-based monitoring system, how we selected the right network choice. So we plot all the different wireless technologies onto different aspects like range versus power consumption. So whether we want to achieve long range, short range, which technologies can provide us long range, which technologies cannot provide us long range. Then what are the technologies which are suitable for battery operated? What are the technologies which are suitable for power supply operated devices? Since our device is power supply operated and we were looking for a range which is good enough to reach up to a access point or up to a gateway. So we thought of having Wi-Fi as our technology to share the data from the sensor to the cloud. Another reason why we selected Wi-Fi is that the throughput versus latency. We wanted to send the data, the requirement was to send the data of around 64 KB. 64 kilobytes of data was to be transferred at one time or at one shot from the sensor to the server. So Wi-Fi not only provides the high throughput, but it also offers low latency. And then the other requirement was to configure the device. So based on these matrices, we decided to use Bluetooth or Bluetooth Low Energy, BLE, through which we can configure, so that we can configure it through our mobile application. Mobiles usually have Bluetooth Low Energy, and therefore the configuration can be done without using any display or keyboard, having it on the device. So then we define the architecture, especially I am sharing here the network layer architecture, not the complete product level architecture. So as we talk, the BLE, Wi-Fi, all these are physical layers. On top of it, we have to have network layer, transport layer, and application layer. So on Wi-Fi, we supported IPv4 and v6, making it futuristic. We supported TCP MQTT, which is ensuring the reliability. So TCP is a connection oriented and MQTT is having quality of service. So this ensures the delivery of the data. On the BLE, we used GAP and GATT profiles, which ensures the security. We also provided a serial connection UART and a Modbus protocol, so that if someone wants to connect it to a device, then the same can be connected. Now let me talk about how we achieved a secured and reliable communication. So we used secured BLE bonding feature, which exchanges the key while establishing a connection between the two BLE devices, and then all the data communication is encrypted through those keys. So therefore, this avoids any eavesdropping or man in the middle attack, So that's how we are ensuring that whatever the configuration is being done in the sensor, it is being through a secure channel. Then on the Wi-Fi side, we use WPA and WPA2 security for establishing a Wi-Fi communication. Therefore, all the data flow is encrypted over both BLE and Wi-Fi channels. Not only this, once the device is reaching the server, it has to authenticate at the time of provisioning. So whenever the device, a new device is installed, it presents a provision key and a secret to the cloud, and the cloud authenticates and then allows it to get associated. If there is an unknown device or uh, on another device from which is not authorized, then it will not be allowed to connect to the cloud. And we use MQTT, which ensures the data delivery using quality of service. So therefore, BLE and Wi-Fi, which is already proven in different industrial domains or different applications, so it has a proven track record of both the reliable communication as well as security, so which ensures or which gave us confidence that the same can be achieved in this project or this product as well. Not only this, through our platform, IoT platform, Edge IoT platform, we were able to give give client another additional feature through which not just this sensor but any other sensors can be connected, and then data can be sent to cloud. So as you can see on the left side, these are the different sensors which can be attached on different communication channel. So like on a RS-232 or a 485 serial communication, you can attach energy meters or other devices. You can attach analog and digital sensors or switches or relays or contactors. You can attach hard Zigbee or other devices through the through the channels, wired channels, and then you can also attach a PoE plus camera to this platform. This platform also has a local user interface, and it has capability to run AI ML on the platform, on the edge device itself. On the cloud side, it talks to the cloud, and it also talks to the mobile using NFC, Bluetooth, or USB. So therefore, you can have a data monitoring and you can do charting on the cloud. So this is how the Edge IoT platform proved as an additional enhancement for the client. What kind of tools and technologies we used to execute this product development? So on the hardware side, we used oscilloscope, spectrum analyzers, PCB layout tool like Altium, different power sources and multimeters. On the firmware side, we used IDE, C compiler, debuggers, programmers, and evaluation boards. On the edge device, it is running on Linux, and then protocol stacks and build system and shell scripts. On the cloud side, the programming was done in Visual Studio using .NET language, and Postman and Swagger was used. Photoshop was also used for UI UX design. In this product development, we follow agile method, and we manage the project through sprints, and we used Jira as a tool to do planning and execution. So this is the outcome which we delivered to our customer as a product. So this product has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, then low noise, IP67, It provides alerts and alarms. It also has acoustic sensor and temperature monitoring, and then it senses the vibration of the system. So as an outcome, it was simple, intuitive, and easy to configure using an Android and iOS app. The sensor was providing a range of 26 meters on BLE, which is very good range for doing a configuration, and 75 meters of range for Wi-Fi for sending the data to the cloud. Again, this is very good range for an industrial environment. We were able to achieve the cost of hardware under the target price, and all the critical components were having guaranteed long life. The hardware was not just below the target price, but it was also ensured that all the components has got guaranteed long life. The architecture was scalable, and there is no recurring cost for data since we were using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So Wi-Fi was riding on already available infrastructure in the industrial environment. And with IoT Edge platform, client was not able to just get the data on the cloud from the sensors, but it was also able to connect multiple sensors onto this edge device and do analytics on the edge device. This not just shortened the time to market for the client, but we were able to offer all the features with reliable, secure, and easier use at a cost-effective price. So now I would like to hand over to Ankush.
Thank you so much, Vishal. Thank you so much for giving an overview, the network overview about the wireless networks. Talk about the network layer architecture. And finally, what I like the most is how you emphasized on how security is important in wireless networks and how you have briefly explained about this thing. So thank you so much for giving this overview. Now I will talk about our services, the services lines which IoTfyNow works on. So we will give you a brief summary of all the services that we work on. So as said before, we are a pioneer in IIoT services, and we can support organizations in discovery and advisory, starting from business case development, platform selection, architectural roadmap, and IoT consulting when and wherever it's required. Coming to development, we have a hardware team who can help to design sensors, gateways. We have also a firmware team who can work on the software and firmware engineering also. We are one of the leading organizations in developing edge computing platform using various AI/ML tools and data analytics, and have various use cases in developing third-party apps or designing custom applications. Our team is also well equipped in deployment of various networks, and as you can see from our webinar, we have the knowledge needed for the industry. We believe security to be one of the most priority, and we can support you in device level or network level security. We can help you in your cloud development, containerization, and telecom infra setup. In short, we are a one-stop solution for all. So this is some of the technology stacks on which IoTfyNow is currently working on. As you can see, we are working on all the parts. If you talk about custom applications which are working for app developments, we are working with Android, iOS. For machine learning, we are working with Amazon SageMaker. For dashboards and analytics, we are using various dashboard tools like Power BI, QuickSight, Tableau. We are one of the leading edge management platforms, edge IoT platforms, and we are working on various edge management platforms like PTC ThinkWorks, Azure IoT Edge, ThingsBoard, Google Cloud IoT Core. We are working on various middleware technologies like PyTorch, Qt, TensorFlow, OpenCV. For BSP and drivers, we are working with various companies like Android, Debian, Yocto, Windows IoT. And as we said, we also work, we are a pioneer in hardware development, hardware devices. So we have the experience in working with various hardware technologies like Quectel, NXP, Silex, Intel. So we have this technology ability, we have this IoTfyNow capabilities to really help you through for this entire IoT journey, starting from hardware design to hardware consulting to firmware design, firmware consulting, firmware engineering to software development, software design, right to edge, AI, ML, and analytics. So thank you so much for giving your valuable time. I would again like to tell you that if you have any questions, you can mail to us as contact@IoTfyNow.com. You can also follow us on our social media pages on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. We are posting about the team which they are doing on various technology developments, and we would like you to follow us so that you also get to know that what our team is working on. We have our offices in USA, in Westport, Massachusetts, and we have our offices and R&D team and offices in Ahmedabad, India. And you can also follow our website IoTfyNow.com, and also follow our resources page in IoTfyNow website, where we publish our blogs on the various technologies, on the various technology developments that we have been doing currently. So thank you so much for joining in. Before I close the same, I think I've received some one or two questions from the audiences which I want to ask. One is basically on the technical aspect, so I want to ask Vishal on it. So Vishal, there's one question which was asked that which, as you know, there are, we talk about IoT, digital transformation, smart manufacturing, smart industries. So we talk about a lot of smart technologies, but there is a client who wants to understand that which wireless technologies, or is there any rule to select a wireless technology for any industrial applications that we are working on? So is there, so which wireless technology do you feel will work best for industrial applications?
Okay, very good question. I think this is a really interesting question. So actually, uh, as we have seen in this presentation, that there is no one technology which is suitable for everything. So even for the industrial domain, there are different applications which need different bandwidth, security, or other aspects, and therefore the technology has to be chosen after looking at the use case deeply. And there is no one technology which we can say that it is good for all of the use cases.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much, Vishal. Okay, there was another question which was asked, which said that as an organization, how do someone partner with IoTfyNow? So how do we partner with you? So that is really a good question, and I want to take this up actually. So I just want to show a slide. Just a second. Yes. So when you talk about partnering with IoTfyNow, so how do we partner with IoTfyNow? So these are some of the engagement models that we usually follow. So you want to IoTfy your product, you need it now. We can engage at any level, right from concept to production, or just to help you to fix issues. If you want to need our help for hardware designing, hardware consulting, if you need our help for firmware designing, firmware engineering, or for software development, and also to develop our edge IoT platform using various AI ML techniques, using various machine learning techniques. So we are there to IoTfy your product. That's the reason we have named the organization. So we can help you right from concept stage to execution stage, and also to fix your issues. We can also help you to digitally transform your strategy and execute it. So you want to participate in a digital economy, but you don't know where to start. So we have our expertise of 30 plus years for the last 30 plus years, and we have our team of 200 plus R&D engineers who have worked in this IoT domain for the last few years in various industries. So we can really help you out in digitally transforming your industry with various strategies, what strategies to use for various industries, and how to execute those strategies in various economic situations. And obviously, we have an edge to cloud, which is an end-to-end platform development. So we can really customize or white level your solutions we can white label our IH360 IoT platform, which we has. We can customize it according to your choice, so that you deliver the outcomes that you and your customers expect. So we can really customize it, our IoT Edge platform. So based on your needs, based on the requirements of the industry, based on the needs of the end client, we can really work on your product. We can really customize. We can work on our platform, and we can white label the solutions according to the industry needs. And finally, we can also do a staff augmentation. So you have your hardware, you have your software, you have your IoT platform, but you need some experience resources. So you can reduce your time to market, you can lower your costs, you can improve your efficiency, improve your reliability, improve your productivity. For that, you would require some kind of expertise from the industry, especially the IoT industry, especially from an industry who have been there, who have done that. We have been in your shoes. So you would need that expertise. So we can always do that staff augmentation part. We can help you. We can provide you with resources so that you can develop your products using our experience behind us for the 30+ of year experience, and you can manufacture your product or develop your product, develop your platform according to the expertise which you receive. So these are the various engagement models that we can work on. So according to your requirement, according to your industry specifications, we can really adapt to it and we can work accordingly. So these are the engagement models. This is how we can partner. And that was a really good question. So if you or anyone in the audience want to partner with IoTfyNow, you can drop us a mail. You can contact us. You can contact me. You can contact Vishal, and we would be readily be available to help you with. We can also show a demo of our platform. We can also give you some various use cases that we have worked on over the years in various industries, starting from water, manufacturing, buildings, automotive, and we can help you with that, and we can also develop the solutions according to your requirement. So yes, so thank you so much everyone for joining in, for giving your valuable time and being a part of this webinar. I hope you have received some really good information from Vishal about the wireless networks and which network to usually deploy for various industrial applications. But if you have any questions, you can readily ask us on our platform or your mail to us. So thank you all for joining in. Hope you have a great day, great evening, and thank you all.